Breaking news from Southeast Asia. Thailand has officially confirmed the deployment of its advanced F-16 fighting Falcon jets to conduct precision airstrikes on Cambodian military targets near the disputed border region. The escalation came after days of intense artillery exchanges and rising military tension between both nations. Reports from the ground suggest multiple explosions and significant damage in Cambodia's border zones. Thailand's defense ministry has claimed that the airstrikes were launched only after Cambodian troops allegedly crossed into Thai territory and opened fire first. The situation has caused panic among civilians living near the border, many of whom are now fleeing their homes in fear of further attacks. The use of F-16s marks a serious escalation, signaling that the standoff between Thailand and Cambodia has entered a new and dangerous phase. Eyewitnesses from nearby villages report seeing fighter jets flying low across the border early in the morning, followed by loud explosions and heavy smoke rising from Cambodian positions. Several videos circulating on social media appear to show F-16s dropping precision bombs, hitting what officials claim were enemy artillery bases. Cambodia has condemned the strikes as a violation of its sovereignty and accused Thailand of initiating an unprovoked act of war. In response, Cambodia's military has mobilized tanks and ground troops along the conflict zone, raising fears of a full-scale border war. Meanwhile, Thailand insists its actions were defensive, intended to protect its territory and civilians from continued cross-border shelling. The tension has sent shockwaves through the region, prompting urgent calls for restraint. Both governments are now exchanging accusations in the international media, each claiming the other is responsible for triggering the conflict. Thailand's prime minister stated that the country has every right to defend its borders and citizens, especially after repeated incidents of gunfire and mortar attacks from across the Cambodian side. On the other hand, Cambodia's leadership has labeled the Thai airstrikes as an act of aggression and called upon the United Nations to intervene immediately. Independent observers say the situation has deteriorated rapidly over the past week, with dozens of casualties reported on both sides. Villagers are evacuating in large numbers, while hospitals near the border struggle to treat the wounded. The rising number of civilian deaths has intensified calls for an immediate ceasefire. The Thai Air Force has released official footage showing its F-16 jets taking off from Korat Air Base before the strike mission. According to the Thai military, the operation targeted Cambodian artillery units that had been firing across the border for days. Each F-16 jet was equipped with precision-guided munitions designed to minimize collateral damage. However, Cambodian officials argue that the strikes caused destruction in residential areas, leading to civilian casualties. Satellite images reviewed by regional news outlets show extensive damage near Cambodian military outposts, though independent verification remains limited. Military experts say Thailand's decision to use F-16s instead of ground forces was aimed at sending a strong message while limiting direct confrontation on the ground. The United States has expressed concern over the escalating violence, urging both Thailand and Cambodia to exercise restraint and avoid further bloodshed. A spokesperson from the U.S. State Department stated that Washington is closely monitoring the situation and has offered to mediate between the two nations. Meanwhile, the United Nations has called for an immediate ceasefire and dialogue to prevent the crisis from spiraling out of control. Analysts say the deployment of F-16 jets, which are American-made aircraft, could complicate diplomatic relations between the U.S. and both countries if civilian casualties continue to mount. ASEAN leaders have also voiced alarm, warning that instability in the region could have far-reaching economic and humanitarian consequences.